Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Today I want to talk about risk reward, but before I get there I'm going to talk about the profitable trading system, the 3 keys to that, and I'll go briefly over picking good stocks using a simple strategy, and I'll get to risk reward. And also I just want to see if it's possible to make 3% a month, and how easy or hard or difficult to make 3% a month. Now, that's not going to be attractive to the day traders that hope for greater profits. But 3% a month is 24% a year, and Warren Buffett only does 22, between 20 and 24. And if you can do that consistently, oh, you see what happened to him. The Stock Planner channel is a education channel. We're not advising you to do anything. Do your own due diligence, learn it, use the tools available out there, and make some money. Let's get started. First thing you need for a profitable trading system is that you need to pick stocks that trade well with your strategy. I use a simple strategy using the RSI or the MACD or the stochastic RSI. It's very similar to the RSI as my simple strategy. Let's start out with the simple strategy, and then we'll see how I pick good stocks to trade with that strategy. But we're really talking about risk reward. The job of a swing trader is to pick these swings, tops and bottoms, and if you ride that out, you've made some major bucks. Look how perfect that is. That's just a zigzag indicator. It's a perfect indicator. The only thing is, it looks to the future. Right now, the zigzag doesn't know what it's doing. It thinks it's going down. Then it went up a little bit, so it waits to get more information before it makes this solid line. Meanwhile, you can use the minor zigzag, and that would have been a pretty good move if you could predict that. And then I use indicators to, since I can't use a zigzag, I use indicators to help me predict these tops and bottoms. Is this the top? This is the zero lag MACD, and what my requirement is, it has to be above the zero to take a short. I like them deep above. This is a stochastic RSI, and my requirement is that the stochastic RSI must go above the 80 and come back around, and once it comes back around you can take that trade. And this is the RSI, and if it goes above the 70 and comes back around, then you can take a trade. And if all these 3 conditions are satisfied within 1 or 2 bars of each other, you can go ahead and take that, and that would have been looked like about right there, and you would have caught that move. And I don't know what you'd be doing now, but if you got out, I don't know if that's an 8% move or not. It's close. So those are 3 indicators I use: zero lag MACD, stochastic RSI, and RSI. And if you like those indicators, I have a setup link below. It shows you the setup. This is, by the way, it's TradingView, and it's free, and it does a lot of the things that you don't have a lot of things turned off. It allows you to do a lot of things in the free version. MACD below the 0, we can go long, maybe. Stochastic RSI crosses the 20 and comes back around, and the RSI comes across the 30 and come around. If those 3 things can occur at the same time, I like to take it along, and that would have predicted it. That's my strategy. And AMD looks to be trading quite well with that strategy. That's 2, and there's another one here and here. And those conditions, you can test them out and do it manually. I have an automated way of doing it, but you can test it out, and you got to find the indicators that trade well with that strategy. There's another one, AMAD, and it looks like it trades pretty well too with the strategy. You can go do this each manually. So I went out and found a bunch of stocks that I think trade well with the RSI MACD strategy and put them on a list. And then each morning I can scan that list to see which one looks like it's got a buy signal. And so a lot of times I look for when the zigzag doesn't know what it's doing, that's when I need to go do a double check to see what's happening. This is a trending stock, and you use a different strategy for that. The MACD, every time it hits and bumps that line, you could take a long. This is the 50 MA, that little line there. Every time it bumps that line, it's a different strategy. You got to find stocks that trade well with your strategy. So I have a list of stocks. I have a strategy. Now I need a good risk reward. My strategy, back tested, wins 7 out of 10. That's 70%. But every time I win, I win more than I lose, it wouldn't matter what my strategy test set, as long as it tests above 50-50. In other words, better than a coin toss. If I have 5 wins and 5 losses, and if I win more than I lose, I have a winning system. Do you understand? So this is a fairly good risk reward, 5% and 2% or 3%. I trade options a lot, and so I would like my profit target to be at least 8%, so to stay in the trade for a little while and reap the rewards. So I would like the back test. I use a tool called OmniBroker, and you see there's a chart of AMD. There's your zero lag MACD, stochastic RSI, and the RSI. I have a list of stocks that trade well with my strategy. Here they are. Raku, Plug. I think there's about 50 of them. And I can back test it from 1 year ago to today of those stocks from that list. Done fairly quickly. See from here that we like to see this 8% profit target. And that's when I take my profit, 8%. And I want to see the win rate when I do that, 8%. And I have my stop loss set higher than 8% because I don't want to get stopped out. I want to let the stock ride and make a decision later. Let's see what we got here. But I'm going to end it after 45 days. Doesn't matter. I'll take the trade. Now I'm trading with $1,000, but I'm only trading $1,200 at a time. This is $1 million. Only $1,200 at a time. So you can't really use this net profit percentage and net profit because this net profit percentage is based on $1 million. But you can use the risk-adjusted return. And it's at this point, I'm just interested in my win-loss, and it's 74%, 75%, and 25% losers. And I'm interested in the number of bars. All these stocks there went to 446 days, but the number of stocks that profited out under 19 days is very interesting to me. So it's a winning system, but we're interested in AMD. We want to get the current stock only, just one, instead of a portfolio of stocks. That was the best. And we want to only get the one, AMD, and we're going to do a back test just on that one stock. 45 days out, 1,200 under each trade. It said I would have did 10 trades and would have got $643, and that's a risk-adjusted return of 83, and 9 winners and 1 loser. Average bar held is 18 days. That's interesting. Remember that. 18 days, 9 winners, 1 loser. These are the number of bars. Only one went to 446, and that was a loser, the only loser. The rest of them occurred earlier. It was 29 days. 19, 20, and you can do, but this number of 8% means that my profit target was reached. 10 winners, 10 trades, 9 winners, 1 loser. Buying the stock and investing $1,200 per trade because you have a small account, $5,000 account with $5,000 margin. You could trade at least 10 of them. So going into option strat, which is an option trading tool, maybe I can get more bang for my buck by doing options. So in this case, I'm going to do a little test with a long. We'll put spread, and we're currently on the 28th, and we'll go out about 45 days. That's there it is. 45 trading days. There's 22 trading days in a month. That's 2 months, 60 calendar days. Doing at the money bull put spread with a $5 wide spread. Requires $500 in margin. I get $215 as my net credit and $285 as my max loss. It's not a 1-for-1, but it's not bad either. I set my chart range to 8%. 8% profit target, 8%. And when it reached it 9 times. 9 times up until 29 days, somewhere in here. And the average of that is about 120. Let's just say the average is between 110 and 162, and I'm just going to guess at 120. 120 times 9 equals 1080. And we had one that was a max loser at 285, and that's about $800. $800 divided by 10 trades equals $80 a trade. This is we're going to do another one, but we had all of them peg out before the 2 months, before the 28 days excuse me, not 28 days, before the 48 days was hit. We were out, completely out in 29 days. So we never got the chance to get our max return or our max loss, except for the loser, and that was 45 days on that next loser. So out of every trade that I make doing it with this method using my strategy, I expect to get an $80 return, win or lose. I'm going to win some up to 128, 140, 146 sometimes, and then I'm going to lose some based on AMD, based on this model. Doing a back test again of the stocks that trade well with my strategy for the last year. See all those 8% on all these stocks? Let's pick a popular one in around the $100 time frame. How about BXP? Is there any other big name brand there? Pepsi. Let's do Pepsi. Looking at the current stock, which is Pepsi, and doing a back test on that from 1 year ago to today, we have about 5 trades. They all went, except for one, to the full 45 days. Let's check our winners. 4 winners and 1 loser. The loser went for 46 bars and it lost about 3%. Going in the option strat and looking at Pepsi, moving this so it's about 500 points away, $5 wide spread, 500, 48 days max out, 45, 200, and 300 max loss. Net credit 200, 300. We had no max loss based on our system. Moving this to 8%. Here's your 3%. So that 3% loser that we had somewhere along the here, we would have to decide to take it. The max loss is 300, and just say that we decided a little late in the game to take our loss at 3% loss there. So we lost 194, and all the other 4 winners. Let's double check that. The other 4 winners went to 46 days. Excuse me. 3 winners went to 46, and this one went for 20 days, and that was a profit target. 20 days. We had one here, 183, and 3 at 196, and 1 times 200. That's our loss. 3 times 200 is 600, 700, 800, minus 200, that's 600, and let's make it 575. Okay? So I don't have to do a lot of adding. 575, and we got 1 divided by 5, so that's going to be about 110 per trade. So we have an 80 before and a 110 per trade doing options, using good stocks and using a strategy that tests well, greater than 70%, and using a model that gives us a win rate that's better than just buying the stock, and allowing me to go ahead and still set a profit target of 3 or 4% stop loss and a profit target of 8%. 3 to 8 is a win ratio that's better. You win more than you lose, and your system is tested out that win more than you lose, and you've set up a strategy using options that'll keep you in the game. And the fact that that more than half of your trades that you start out with at the beginning of the month will be over in 30 days is nice. So I back tested it with a lot of stocks and models and stuff, and basically I'm saying is if I can achieve $50 every time I hit the key and execute a trade, I'll be happy. That means sometimes I'll win 120, sometimes I'll lose 200, but if I average using my strategy, my stock list, and my option model, trying to keep this as close as I can to 1-to-1, in this case it wasn't, I have a winning strategy. Good stocks that trade well with your system, and a good risk reward where you win more than you lose, and you try to keep your losses to a minimum. This is a winning combination. What do you think of this strategy? What do you think of backtesting? Do you backtest your system? Do you know your win rate? Please leave your answers in the description below. Remember, I have my TradingView set up in a link provided. I'm using OmniBroker for my backtesting of my portfolio stocks, and I use option spreads, bear call spreads, or bull put spreads that give me a credit, often going 2 months out, to establish a income pipeline trying to achieve 3% per month. 3% on a $5,000 account with $5,000 margin is about $300, which is about 24%, is better or as good as Warren Buffett. Can you top that? Day traders, swing traders, scalpers, what is your win rate? Do your own due diligence. Happy trading. Catch you on the flip.